Welcome to the Foundry by Forge College. Today, we're diving into performance optimization. We're literally sketching out the exact engineering blueprints you need to stop just guessing why your Solana dApp is running slow and start using cold, hard data to actually fix it. Think of this explainer as your ultimate diagnostic toolkit for the optimizing data flow in Solana dApps module. So let me ask you a question, and hey, be honest here. Are you guilty of vibes-based coding? You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Your app feels just a little bit sluggish, so you start frantically tweaking lines of code, crossing your fingers, and just hoping it magically gets faster. It is a wildly frustrating guessing game. Well, today we are putting an end to that whole shebang. Here's the exact roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start by moving past that guessing game, define latency versus throughput, map out a really helpful highway blueprint, build a 5-step engine, and finally run some diagnostic benchmarks. Section 1, the guessing game, moving past intuition. Section 2, latency versus throughput, what to measure and why. Now, if you were with us in our previous lesson on foundations of deployment workflows, you already know that a running app isn't necessarily an optimized app. When evaluating performance on Solana, it really all boils down to two crucial families of metrics. And what's super interesting here is the stark difference in who actually feels these measurements. Latency, that's the individual user's wait time. It's the exact time from when they click send to when they actually see that confirmed checkmark. Throughput, on the other hand, measured in transactions per second, or TPS, is your system's overall capacity as you scale up to thousands of users. Basically, latency is all about responsiveness, while throughput is about sheer volume. Section 3, the highway blueprint, concrete mental model. To really engineer a solution, we need a concrete visual model to see exactly where time is being spent in the life cycle of a Solana transaction. So imagine Solana is a giant highway, and your transactions are the cars. Serialization, which is preparing your data, well, that's the time you spend loading luggage into your car. The RPC nodes are the highway entry ramps and toll booths. And the block producer, that's a ferry taking batches of cars across the river. So if you've got a massive JSON payload, you aren't just driving. You're literally the person holding up the entire toll booth line, digging through your pockets for exact change, while trying to cram oversized luggage into the trunk. By breaking latency down into these specific submeasures, we can pinpoint exactly which part of our highway is causing the traffic jam. Is it taking way too long to load the luggage? Well, that's client serialization time. Is the toll booth line completely backed up? That's RPC queue delay. Or is the ferry just incredibly slow to cross? That's your confirmation latency. Section 4. The 5-step engine, operational workflow. Setting up a rigorous testing framework is a process highly recommended in advanced engineering programs like the ones at Forge College. So here is your 5-step engine. First, define your hypothesis. Second, isolate the variables. Third, instrument your code to capture timing. Fourth, run the benchmarks with a proper warm-up period. And fifth, interpret those percentiles. Now, the absolute crucial point here is step 2, isolating variables. Listen, if you change your key pairs, your instructions, and your payload size all at the exact same time, your data is completely useless. You absolutely must keep everything identical except the one single variable you're testing. That is the only way to get clean, actionable data. And while you're in the instrument step, capturing raw time just isn't enough. You need context. You have to capture this essential measurement metadata, payload size in bytes, how many signers are involved, your compute unit estimates, and your client parallelism. By client parallelism, we just mean how many users are hitting the op at the exact same time. Capturing all this context allows you to slice, dice, and compare your results deterministically later on. Section 5, diagnostic benchmark, testing in real scenarios. All right, theory is great, but let's get an actual diagnostic test for a dApp that's suffering from annoyingly slow UI responses. We're going to set up 3 highly controlled conditions on a local validator to see exactly how payload size and parallel traffic impact our toll booths and our ferries. Condition 1 is a lean, small payload of about 200 bytes. Condition 2 is a heavy, unoptimized 4 kilobyte JSON blob. And condition 3 involves firing that small payload from 10 clients at the exact same time to simulate a traffic spike. Now, before we look at the results, we really need to talk about statistical hygiene. Averages are liars. When you look at your benchmark results, you have to focus on tail behavior, specifically the P99 metric. The 99th percentile represents the absolute worst 1% of transactions. Why does that matter? Because that P99 represents the 1% of users who are having a terrible time on your dApp, posting complaints on Discord and abandoning your platform entirely. Looking at the data from our three conditions, our small payload sits at a p99 of 1.1 seconds. Not bad at all. But look at the large payload. It jumps to 2.5 seconds. That drastically increases our baseline cost. Basically, our luggage is just way too heavy. But the real shocker here is the parallel load, 4.2 seconds. No way, right? That massive tail latency points straight to RPC queuing contention. Our toll booth is completely overwhelmed by the traffic. Section 6. Data optimization. Data-driven decisions. Armed with this concrete data, we can finally stop guessing and start formulating precise hypotheses to fix the issues. Based on our benchmark, we can confidently test these specific fixes. To fix that 2.5-second payload delay, we could reduce our payload size, maybe rebundle that metadata off-chain so we're packing much lighter luggage. To fix the 4.2-second parallel delay, we can introduce client-side back pressure. That's essentially putting a red light at the entry ramp to limit how many cars can enter at once. We make these changes, rerun our 5-step engine, and we watch that P99 metric drop. If there is literally one thing you take away from this explainer, let it be this core philosophy right here. Measurement precedes optimization. Without concrete timing and throughput data, you simply cannot determine which code change will actually move the dial. You'll just be stabbing in the dark. So, I'll leave you with this. Which bottleneck is hiding in your dApp right now? Is it the luggage, the toll booth, or the ferry? Well, it's time to build your testing engine and find out. This perfectly sets the stage for our next lesson, Reducing Computational Overhead, where we'll tackle on-chain compute limits. To dive deeper into this subject and explore our massive library of Web3 engineering content, be sure to visit forge.college. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy measuring!